Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Thank you, IWMBuzz. Thank you, guys, and welcome to an exciting panel. I was just doing some basic dipstick on how old the medium is, and I think internationally, television launched about 90 years ago. The first broadcast was on BBC in 1936, official broadcast. And India is about 66, 67 years old. So, an old medium trying to stay young and relevant. We were backstage talking and still trying to figure out what Gen Z is going to watch in the next 10 years, 15 years. I don't think the question in the room is Gen Z going to watch television? I think the only question is, where are they going to watch it? Are they going to watch it on TV, or are they going to watch it on other devices or other platforms? Because if we look around us, people are consuming television all the time. You know, uh, there's a buzz in the industry that are people watching enough TV? You know, there's always that little question mark in boardrooms, etc. But if you just look around you, people are constantly watching versions of what we're doing. It's just on different platforms, in different sizes, in different formats, right? And I've been in the business 3 decades, and I started my career in television. So I'm a firm believer, true loyalist, big lover of the format. It's one of the most democratic mediums of entertainment, cheaper to make and easily distributed. Everybody watches it and loves it. When it comes to content, the question to all of you, and I will just take a quick opinion from each one of you as we start, is that for today's generation, or for today's generation of audiences, is television like a medium in which content is made, or is it a platform, a box on which content is consumed? What is the future? What are your thoughts? You have, I'm sure you have, audiences of different age groups writing to you.
Yes.
As fans. Tell us about that. We'll get to know from you, right?
Okay.
If all generations are watching.
Yeah, please.
No, go ahead.
So I have to means this about Gen Zs and television. Okay, तो आप सबको सादर नमस्कार मेरा और वैसे तो मैं आज बहुत एक्सपीरियंस्ड और मतलब महानुभावों के बीच बैठी हूँ बट कुछ चीज़ें जो मैंने आज तक नोटिस की और वो मैं शेयर करना चाहती हूँ कि साहित्य समाज का दर्पण होता है. लिटरेचर इज़ द मिरर ऑफ सोसाइटी. और जो भी हम दिखाते हैं वो दिल से निकलना चाहिए और दिल तक पहुँचना चाहिए. दिल से दिल तक. बहुत फिल्मी लाइन है, बट व्हाट आई थिंक कि जितना ऑडियंस कनेक्ट करेंगी आपके आइडिया के साथ, कंटेंट एंड इंटेंट, जितना वो कनेक्ट करते हैं उतना ही वो आपके कंटेंट से जुड़ते हैं. और जहाँ तक जेंजीज का सवाल है, येस आई टोटली अग्री, बिकॉज माई डॉटर शी इज स्टडिंग इन शिकागो एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स. और मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कि टीवी के बारे में दे हैव ज़ीरो नॉलेज अबाउट इंडियन टीवी. दो आई एम वर्किंग इन टीवी, और मैं कई बार उससे कहती भी हूँ कि कभी कभी वो मेरे यूपी बिहार के एक्सेंट पे हंसी उड़ाती थी, तो लाइक सॉरी फॉर माई जोक, बट मैं उसको कहती थी ये सारा पैसा अवधि बोल बोल के ही आ रहा है, वहीं से आ रहा है. तो बात वही है कि आई थिंक वी नीड टू बी मोर रेलिवेंट, because the time is changing and we have different target audience. Like after COVID, we have seen कि maximum audience they shifted to OTT. Like urban audience totally shifted to OTT, and rural audience are still there with TV. So I think demand and supply, जैसा जमा सर ने भी कहा कि demand and supply बहुत ज़्यादा यहाँ पर मैटर करता है कि जिस तरह की चीज़ें आप जिस तरह के ऑडियंस को केटर कर रहे हैं तो उसी तक लिमिटेड रहेगा. बट व्हाट आई थिंक कि इफ़ वील चेंज समथिंग लाइक सम स्टोरी, द वे वी आर टेलिंग स्टोरीज, या हम वही उसी किचन पॉलिटिक्स में, या हम वही कुछ माइथो 2-3 कॉन्सेप्ट हैं जो हम बार बार बनाते हैं, एंड स्टिल वी हैव वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग लिटरेचर इन इंडिया, है ना. और किसी भी देश की या किसी भी लोगों की कम्युनिटी की पहचान उसके लिटरेचर से होती है, साहित्य से होती है. सो आई थिंक वी नीड टू बी मोर रेलिवेंट विद द टाइम फॉर जेंजीज. इफ यू वांट टू कैप्चर दैट मार्केट, yes, we have.
Pratik.
So honestly, sir, what I feel is even now the most watched content is one of the shows, the most popular show is Anupama, that is being consumed across platforms. Hotstar, Jio Hotstar drives its most amount of viewership from the
One show.
television content.
Yeah.
Right. Be it Anupama, be it any other show that is popular on television, its popularity is not just limited to now TV. It has appeared inside, say, the digital medium also.
Yes.
So we make good content. The whole idea of platform agnostics is the most relevant right now because we can watch it on our mobile screen, we can watch it on our iPad, we can watch it on TV. So I think अब वो barrier खत्म हो चुका है कि हम कहाँ देखने वाले हैं. TV is relevant, is going to be relevant always. I think that's the reason we all are sitting over here.
Yes. As long as it's available everywhere.
Yeah, it's a
Right?
So I think I'll just mirror what Pratik just said. Broadly, in my mind, it's about the content that is being made for primarily for TV. It gets consumed across distribution platforms, right? I'll give you a classic example. Big Brother, Big Boss that we make, that gets consumed both on television in by a very large audience and similarly by Jio Hotstar. I think the challenge that you touched upon is about the Gen Z and what they will watch. I think we were having the same discussion backstage. I think with the diminishing attention spans that we are dealing with, at least in the reality space, we are seeing a huge growth on the reality space or the demand for reality TV, both for TV and for OTT, is because you're able to provide them something exciting every 1 minute, right? This is a generation which is watching reels. So I think that's where, I mean, from Big Boss to Rise and Fall to now the 50, we're seeing that consumption just go up in a very large.
People are watching more TV, but they're watching it outside TV as well.
They are. I mean, I think we were having a discussion in the office is that if you're able to tell a story in 1 minute on a social platform and get them to come and watch it on a platform, if they like it, I think this is what we have to build the content. That if I'm putting a chunk out, they like the story and they say, okay, there's something I can watch and I would like to watch. And I think also with the younger Gen Z generation, it's about content that they do multiple screen consumption at the same time, right? So they are consuming television, they're consuming something on the laptop, they're consuming something on their phone. It has to be content that's easier for them to consume, so to speak.
Yeah. From a news perspective, Amit.
It's been 22 years I've been studying television per se. I mean, day in, day out, that's my job to do it, actually. So whenever I meet somebody, if I'm traveling in a metro, I'm in the airport, I try to understand what is this person watching? And I just realize maybe they are watching whatever, but their screens have changed.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I see a very common thing. People watch, why they watch everybody on the train. You go to a Mumbai local train or a Mumbai metro, see people doing like this. Like, so I am very intrigued to like, what is he
What are you
watching? And it may sound very, people think, oh, why is he peeking into our screens? But actually, I get very inquisitive. कि क्या देख रहे हैं वो? आखिर क्या है? Though I realize most of them are actually watching these memes. They are what Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma ka some Daya Behan has said. So चीज वही है. Only the screens have changed. I think we have to make content like this कि उस पे meme बने. अभी हम लोग भी ऐसे बनाते हैं. News also has become like that. We make shorts-worthy news. We make reel-worthy content. So I think it's just one permutation combination of things. The basic essence of entertainment, as Vidya Balan says, फिल्में केवल 3 वजह से चलती हैं. So I think that remains. And जो हमने पढ़ा था 25 साल पहले, because I've studied cinema also in a mass comm school. तो मैंने अगर 20 साल पहले कुछ पढ़ा था तो अभी भी relevant है. बस उसका अंदाज बदल गया है. So I think this shall also pass.
Zama, you know, I'm sure you're in many meetings where you are being asked constantly कि आप क्या लिखेंगे जो अब वो Instagram वाली audience को पसंद आएगा. तो आपके ऊपर किस टाइप का प्रेशर या आप अपने ऊपर क्या चैलेंज लेते हैं?
No, first of all, for Gen Z, I don't think TV is going to survive.
Okay.
I disagree with Pratik. Because Gen Z is not going to watch TV. The kind of stuff we have on TV, particularly the fiction part. Non-fiction, it is doing very well.
Yes.
And Gen Z is grabbing it. So non-fiction, it will work. Fiction, we have actually ruined it. And for the last 4-5 years, five years, there is household mein kahin, no one is talking about any show.
Yeah.
Go to Kanpur, go to Jabalpur, go anywhere. The kind of discussion we used to have at home, the kind of the character ki baatein hoti thi, that is gone. Habitual watching hai, yes, that is there. And इसकी जिम्मेदारी कोई राइटर पे नहीं है, ये ब्रॉडकास्टर्स पे है। ये मैं एकदम बता दे रहा हूँ। हाँ, मेकर्स पे भी नहीं है।
मैं वही राहुल से पूछने वाला था कि वो जिम्मेदारी ले रहा है कि नहीं इसकी।
No, when your channel says कि make it meme worthy or reel worthy, that is the first sign of defeat, because you are trying to catch up something which is little lower than you. So that is the kind of defeat you have accepted. You are not telling stories. You are making every episode reel worthy और attention span कम हो गया है, इसको करो। मैं एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ, I'm sorry, I'm just ये मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ एक मार्केटिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी ये कि आज से 50 साल पहले 60 साल पहले जब कोलगेट की कंपनी आई होगी इंडिया में, तो उन्होंने अपना मार्केट रिसर्च करवाया होगा। तो मार्केट रिसर्च में उनको पता चला होगा कि लाल रंग का मंजन है जिसको सब लगाते हैं, या दातुन है जो सबको लगाते हैं। क्या उन्होंने दातुन बनाना शुरू किया? क्या उन्होंने लाल मंजन बनाया? They made a paste, toothpaste, and they made people accept it. वो करेज, वो मार्केटिंग सेंस क्यों नहीं है ब्रॉडकास्टर्स में कि मैं एक चीज बनाता हूं, I'll make you watch my show. हम हमेशा बोलते हैं ऑडियंस को ये पसंद है, तो ऑडियंस को ये पसंद है का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है मेरे हिसाब से।
I think मैं agree करता हूँ ज़मा सर से। Gen Z is not gonna watch television for sure. There are, अभी हमने देखा, हम सब Instagram reels पे scroll करते रहते हैं, हम Facebook reels पे scroll करते रहते हैं। Gen Zs are doing the same. They're not watching. See, television was an appointment viewing, right? So you come at 8 o'clock, you come at 9 o'clock, come and watch your favorite character. अब वो है नहीं, अब वो सुबह उठ करके, you know, हम सब, even though we are television producers and content makers, we're also flipping through reels to find out about what has happened today in India, right? So yeah, Gen Z is not going to watch television. I agree with Zamasa on the second point as well, that content creation, I think television, of course, see, at the end of it, television is a growing market though. It is a growing market. I think by what I was reading abhi recently, I think by 2029, there'll be 1 billion users of television. So of course, a country like India, where we've got a below poverty line and X percentage of below poverty line, when they move up the BPL ladder, the first thing everyone wants to get is a television set. The moment you get a television set, so-called television viewers are growing. So those people are growing, but the generation, which is Gen Z, which is the younger generation today, are they really lapping up and sitting or coming at 8 o'clock to watch content? No, they're not. Clearly, they're not. Broadcasters are, of course, a key parameter to this situation. Having said that, I don't blame them completely because, you know, technology changed. No one thought about micro dramas coming in and quick gratification. So in our medium, I think in our entertainment medium, we as producers, them as broadcasters, and everyone in the business have to just lap their head around and try and figure out what exactly is going to happen next. And that is what we all are chasing. So coming back to just television, television is a growing market. It is going to sustain. There is a loyal set of audience for it, absolutely. But how long is it going to be the way it's going? I don't know. I guess your guess is going to be as good as mine.
I think it's a very interesting point that we can be relevant to a newer audience by being true to our roots. I think that's a really, really good way of looking at it, because, you know, I think Prateek said something very interesting, that it is still TV content that is driving the viewership numbers of digital platforms.
Absolutely.
The largest number of the largest viewership numbers on digital platforms are coming not from digital native shows, but from TV shows, which are being consumed, in or at other times or at all times. So digital has only provided convenience for people to watch their favorite content. Like just, I'm one of many million households where there's certain cord cutting that has happened, right? But we do consume, like I watch news on YouTube. And all the Indian news channels are available. They all have their YouTube feeds, English, Hindi, live, non-live, cut downs, right? So it's not like I've stopped watching news. I watch news on YouTube, that's all. And
Different medium.
it's just the technology has changed. The people making content, the people designing the content, the teams at your network, the teams in any production house are the same, right? It's just a shift of platform. My question is that so Anupama, say for example, is a post-COVID hit, right? If that travels so well as a pop culture moment, and obviously for, what Zama was saying earlier was that, and I've been a part of TV for many, many decades, and what always works in entertainment is when you do something with so much shiddat and so much passion that it cuts across time, right? When people remember what you do like 15, 20 years later, or it becomes meme or whatever, then you know that has translated really well. So what do we do? Who do you want to design? Rahul, this question is for you. Who do you want to design your next show for? For India or Bharat? Because clearly there's a divide there, right? Where the numbers on TV are not coming from India, they're coming from Bharat. But India is also consuming the same content on digital. So who do you want to talk to first? Because it's clearly two different markets now.
Actually, the point is that, it is the same market, it is the same entertainment, right? Now, I think the question actually has to be asked to the broadcaster, right? Let's say we launch a show today, right? Our first episode, before it's like 9 o'clock का show है, वो सुबह 6 बजे या दोपहर को 2 बजे OTT पे upload हो जाता है.
आ जाता है, हाँ.
Right? So if the broadcasting model is such that the first episode of any content which they want to show to the viewer, to the television fraternity, is actually available in the OTT before the appointment viewing, so where exactly is the mindset? I think the broadcasters who are the owners and the custodians of this our entertainment sector, I guess they need to decide where exactly they want to head. Because, so that's one point where the episode is on air for everyone to see. Second point is, today we all are making shows and we all get told कि वो promo में ना sampling नहीं हुई. Promo की sampling नहीं हुई. जैसे हम फिल्मों की बातें करते हैं, क्योंकि फिल्म हम थिएटर में जाते हैं, पैसे दे करके देखते हैं. यहाँ तो हम घर में बैठ के देखने वाले हैं. पर फिल्म में ये होता है कि ट्रेलर बहुत अच्छा लगा तो हाँ, इंटरेस्ट जगा तो हम जा करके देखते हैं. अनफॉर्चुनेटली फॉर्चुनेटली टीवी में भी वही हो रहा है. आपके प्रोमो ने सैम्पलिंग की, कितनी की, कैसी की, उसके हिसाब से यू आर बीइंग जज्ड फ्रॉम डे वन. एक वीक की TRP आती है और फिर उस पर ट्रैक्स जैसे ये प्रेडोमिनेंट है. तो आई गेस देखो, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, who are we making for? What are we making for? Are we making for Gen Z? Are we promoting the right model of showing the episode prior than appointment viewing? Do we really want to sustain the television model, or television model is just a business which is going on for eternity, and we all are waiting to see how long it's going to last till another set of microdrama or another platform, anything else comes up, and you never know what's going to happen. So that's why I said my guess is as good as yours. No one really knows. I personally don't know. I don't know where it's heading. I think quality content, of course, there are shows which are sticking by. Like Anupama is a perfect example. In 2020 onwards, it stuck by. There are recent shows which are doing really well. Prateek's
shows doing well.
Yeah, Prateek's Mine too. They are doing well. So there is a set audience to watch good content. You make relatable content, and it goes on and on. But for how long is the question?
Is there a genre, Prateek? You're a writer, creator, producer. Is there a genre that you feel that you haven't done yet, which you feel you would put your money on and it should work on TV? कोई genre है, कोई कहानी है, कुछ?
We do a lot of varied genres in our daily soaps. हम जो show बनाते हैं उसमें हम horror से लेकर comedy से लेकर हर genre
एक ही show में?
एक ही शो में सारे जो
सब complete कर लेते हैं. To add to what Rahul said and what Zama sir said, ये मुझे so I'd been lucky to work with Zama sir when I started my career in 2012. आपका जो पहले वाला question था, I wanted to add the point that he had mentioned it to me. I was interning and I asked him कि सर हम ऐसा कैसे कंटेंट बनाएं जो बच्चों को भी पसंद आए, बूढ़ों को भी पसंद आए. तब ये जेनजी वगैरह वाला इतना फंडा नहीं था. समा सर टोल्ड मी जस्ट एंटरटेनमेंट पे फोकस करो और जो कहानी तुम्हारे आसपास हुई है जिसे तुम रिलेटेबली समझ सकते हो वो कहानी कहो. आई थिंक सर दैट वाज द गुरु मंत्र यू गेव मी बैक देन एंड अभी तक ठीक ठाक ही कर रहे हैं हम लोग विद दैट वन थॉट. एंड एज राहुल सेड हमें कॉन्सेप्ट को अपने कंटेंट को कॉन्सेप्ट को रिलेटेबल तो बनाना ही है, बट एट द सेम टाइम वी हैव टू हैव एन एज. And by edge, I don't mean that we should have a thriller element or something like that. A Kantara works for Bharat, for India. A Dhurandhar works for Bharat, for India.
Absolutely.
Television content, OTT content needs to work for both Bharat and India. There has to be a thread that can hold on to both the markets that we are catering to. Most importantly, entertainment has to be there and relatability has to be there.
Yeah, I think relatable entertainment works across
genres.
generations
Yes.
and decades, right? Rishi, you know, you're at the top of the pile when it comes to non-fiction. Hours and hours and hours, hundreds and hours of captive / reality TV. You were talking about how that in itself is becoming a form of daily viewing, right? Do you want to just tell the audience a little bit about?
I think, Big Boss, we produce 700 days of Big Boss in a year across languages. And it's about, we're going to complete the 20th year of Big Boss. This year is going to be season 20. I think what Pratik said, very, very relevant. While you have a show, it could be scripted, unscripted. It's about how do you evolve with evolving times? How does your storytelling move? A lot of people think that reality TV is only about, putting cameras and capturing something that's happening in a captive environment. It is not. While you're a fly in the wall, I think for us as producers of reality, now every minute you have to make sure that goes out for the audience is engaging. There is a storytelling or a character or something that's relatable to them. And I think that's the evolution. If you look at Amit has himself seen the evolution of non-fiction in this country, right? From where it started to the way it's evolved. And I think we are being very unfair to the Gen Z. I think if you tell them a story that they understand, they can relate to, as long as you keep it pacey. Yes, the medium will change. Yes, they will go to a platform, they will watch it on TV, they'll watch it on their laptop. I think that consumption distribution will change. But I think the content, if you make it relevant and first decide who you're making the show for.
Oh, that's crucial.
I think that's critical. Yeah. I mean, on reality, at least we have huge clarity that we have a lot of the, 18 to 40 who watch the show.
Also, with this year, I guess, like with 50 and Big Boss, both they're digital first shows, right? I mean, that's officially
Absolutely.
announced as a digital. जो राहुल बोल रहा था कि decide कर लो पहले कहाँ launch करना है. So now the promo clearly says watch it on JioStar and Colors, right?
But I'm saying even in the regional markets, what we've seen, that when we started Big Boss in the regional markets, it was always let's be very careful. Let's not do this. I mean, this could happen in Hindi. It doesn't happen in. But over a period of time, as the markets evolve, the content needs to evolve. You can't stay behind 20 years and say, "Yaar, this
इसको चलाना चाहिए."
हाँ, यही चला था, यही चलाएंगे. So I think that needs to move on.
That's a big question actually. Amit, when it comes to news, just give us your perspectives that there's a lot of conversation around news in India being super sensational for ratings, right? I mean, and broadcasters have clearly said that this is what works and we're going to do that. Do you see the need to do more of that now that even the audience knows that news is being presented in a slightly masala-fied sort of Indian palette way? And do you feel that is the future of Indian news, or is there going to be another type of, wave or another type of consumption pattern there?
अभी मैं शुभांगी को बोलना चाहूंगा कि हमारी जॉब्स ऐसी हैं कि हर कोई आपकी और हमारी जॉब हर कोई करना चाहता है, हर कोई कर रहा है. हर इन्फ्लुएंसर इज अ जर्नलिस्ट, everybody is an actor, so I think acting and journalism job everybody has taken over, so that is killing our space very much, because आजकल फेक न्यूज़ इतनी ज़्यादा आ गई है, आपको पता नहीं चलता कि न्यूज़ असली है कि सच है. इतनी AI की यूज़ करके they are creating so much false news. I think that is the biggest challenge in news we are facing, that we are facing so much of over news from WhatsApp news, WhatsApp group पे आ जाएगा, so that is the biggest challenge. But I am sure, like other mediums, news will also evolve, and it's evolving. I think जैसे आपने कहा कि अभी न्यूज़ हम चैनल पर 2 बजे 3 बजे ऐसे नहीं देखते हैं, एकदम आपके पास जब कोई घटना होती है तो you can just search and it pops up. So I think with the we are the very, very, very flexible medium broadcaster, because we are the broadcaster, we are the creator. So we adapt to the situation. Now I have been primarily covering entertainment news, and Namik, you were the first guy I interviewed. I went to the sets of your OTT show in Rishikesh, and I didn't know what is this OTT show being shot. And first question I ask you, कहीं TV को take over तो नहीं कर लेगा? And it's happening now. But I think the OTT maybe I really like this show recently, a Single Papa or this thing, because I think Single Papa is a case study. It was a very, very serial type show, but had a very modern twist to it. I think OTTs are also thinking the TV way, and TV should also think OTT way. And I think Netflix is really, or Prime is changing, and they're making now shows which are very TV types. So I think दोनों तरफ से ही हो रहा है, and I think we all हम लोग यही सुबह शाम करते रहते हैं, बट समय के साथ चीज़ होगी. अभी भी इस साल का सबसे वायरल वाज मारूंगी फ्रॉम अनुपमा, एंड सबसे ज़्यादा मीम्स में जेठालाल के मीम्स यूज़ होते हैं, मोर देन हेरा फेरी ऑफ अक्षय कुमार. तो इट शोज दैट पावर ऑफ टेलीविजन इज देयर. ओनली थिंग कैसे कहाँ कैसे परमिटेड कॉम्बिनेशन होकर के वो आएगा, दैट वी हैव टू वॉच एंड कीप वर्क टुवर्ड्स द गुड कंटेंट दैट वी ऑल स्ट्राइव टू डू हियर.
Very little time left. Quick question to all of you. Your favorite television moment, it could be anything, in the last 2 years. Anything that's top of mind, It could be your show, it could be somebody else's show you watched. What has impressed you? What do you like, Shubhangi?
So, yeah, of course. Because भाभी जी घर पे हैं, I was doing that show. और बहुत सारे पेशेंट्स के कॉल आते थे जब कैंसर पेशेंट्स के, और बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स से जब हम मिलते थे. इनफैक्ट हम एक इंडिया टुडे कॉन्क्लेव के लिए दिल्ली भी गए थे, और आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे कि वहाँ पर सारे पॉलिटिशियंस लाइक असदुद्दीन सर एंड देन दिग्विजय सिंह जी, और वो सारे लोग आके कह रहे थे वी वॉच योर शो. पीयूष गोयल, मतलब ही इज़ द कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर, एंड वो रुक कर आए और वो कह रहे थे कि जितना यहाँ पर हम लोग स्ट्रेस में रहते हैं, आपका शो देखते हैं तो खुश हो जाते हैं. So I think
fantastic. What a great moment for an actor. Congratulations.
So
very, very good.
Beautiful moment. Yeah.
In the last 2 years, is that in the last 2 years favorite television moment?
Yeah, I mean,
See, my launch of my show उड़ने की आशा, I think 2 years ago, जिस journey में मैं निकला वहाँ पर उड़ने की आशा was a success. Not long ago, 2 days ago, I was at Wagah border with my team. We were shooting an outdoor, and right after the event, जब event खत्म होता है तो उसके पहले आपको हिलने नहीं देते, पर उसके बाद जैसे ही खत्म हुआ, people were like swamping them, photos. So just 2 days ago, I had a
very cool, very, very cool.
superb moment it was. I think we less
Alive and kicking. Yeah.
In last 2 years, my favorite moment is walking out of a channel.
I
Or television.
should have expected this. Huh?
Television show, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Amit.
प्रतीक and me work together and in Star Plus, and प्रतीक एक शो बनाता था तो मुझे तब बहुत हंसी आती थी, लेकिन वो शो I think last 2 years एक उसका बहुत iconic गोपी बहू रसोई में and somewhere प्रतीक had created those things. Now he's moved on, but I think साथिया का जो that whole interpretation by that by Yashraj Mukhate was very iconic, where that गोपी बहू रसोड़े में है. I think
Even
that shows
meme creators and influencers need television to do memes out of, वरना वो meme किस चीज का बनाएंगे? Correct.
बिल्कुल
सही है. One more use case for TV. Yes, Rishi.
I think, Amit, 2 things that I just want to point out. One is last year, being able to set up Rise and Fall as a property in a market where it's dominated by Big Boss, being able to create another show in the captive space which resonated really well. And I think one very interesting thing I want to point out is when CID got picked up by Netflix. We had produced it for Sony.
It's kind of a cool
for
moment.
TV,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
a
got
cool
picked up by
moment.
Netflix. So it was a very satisfying thing to see.
So, actually, two moments. One moment was a moment of pride when Bill Gates was there on Kyunki Saas Bahu Thi. For all of us, I think it was a very big moment. That shows the power of television. And the second one was, for me, very personal when our show took over the #1 channel and we became the slot leaders with the show. That, I think, was personal victory. sort of a thing.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for. I think there's what's beautiful is that there's fire in the belly. There's a lot of passion which is used to create or walk out of projects. Equally good moment, and because that belief as a creator, as a producer, as a journalist, as a writer, as a director, is always the starting point to do something good or great. Zama, sorry.
I just want to say, on a serious note, TV is a very, very strong medium.
Potent.
And we just need to make programs. We are missing the bouquet of stories. Yes. Every channel, 5 slots you have, and you are doing 5 shows which is similar. Yeah. And you are not getting the similar TRP.
Right.
So why? That is the only problem that.
Actually,
वो पैनल अलग 2 घंटे का है.
एक्चुअली उसमें
I
ये कि
so agree
एक
with
सक्सेसफुल
Amit.
हो गया, कोई सक्सेस आ गई, तो फिर वो उसको रिपीट करके उसी मॉडल को रिपीट करने में लग जाते हैं, तो पांचों स्लॉट एक जैसे दिखते हैं.
एक चैनल है जिसका प्रोमो ही आता है, दोनों हीरो हीरोइन या तो एक तरफ देख रहे होंगे, 6 महीने बाद दोनों पीट किए हुए हैं. हाँ, उनके पास 5 साल से दूसरा प्रोमो ही नहीं देखा मैंने.
सही पकड़े हैं.
वो आधे शोज प्रतीक के और आधे राहुल के हैं. I think it's been a good chat. Thank you so much, panel, and thank you so much, audience. Thank you.